Hey everyone, welcome back to Charette Theory. If you're new here, this channel is all about exploring interior design and architecture ideas in a clear and practical way. Today's video is for anyone planning a kitchen remodel, a small update, or just curious about what's shaping kitchen design this year. Before we jump in, if you love exploring inspiring design ideas and architectural stories, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell, so you never miss out on what's coming next. Alright, let's get into it. Your kitchen is one of the hardest working spaces in your home, and one of the most valuable when it comes to comfort and resale value. Knowing what's trending helps you make design choices that feel fresh today but stay relevant for years. So in this video, I'll break down the biggest kitchen trends for 2025, explain why they're popular, and give you practical tips for making them work in real homes, whether you're doing a full renovation or just a few small changes. If you find this helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell. It really helps this channel grow and reach more design lovers like you. Alright, let's dive in. Let's start with one of the clearest shifts we're seeing in kitchens this year, the move away from cold, clinical spaces to ones that feel warmer, cozier, and more rooted in nature. For a long time, white and grey kitchens were the default choice. They looked clean, but they could also feel a bit stark or sterile, especially in colder months. Now, more people want their kitchens to feel like an inviting part of the home, a place to gather, relax, and enjoy daily rituals. That's why earthy colors and natural materials are front and center. You'll see soft clay tones on walls, mocha browns and warm taupes on cabinetry, olive and sage greens on islands or lower cupboards, and terracotta accents popping up in backsplashes or tile floors. These colors add warmth without overpowering the space, and they pair beautifully with both light and dark countertops. Another reason this trend is so popular is that it naturally hides wear and tear better than bright white surfaces. Small scuffs or stains blend in more easily, which is practical for busy family kitchens. Natural stone countertops like soapstone, marble, and quartzite are increasingly chosen over synthetic options like laminate or solid surface. Real stone offers subtle veining and unique patterns you just can't replicate. Each slab is one of a kind, which helps your kitchen feel custom and timeless. Beyond countertops, reclaimed wood is making a comeback for cabinets, open shelves, and even ceiling beams. Using reclaimed wood isn't just about looks, it's also about sustainability. Repurposing old materials reduces waste and gives your kitchen a story. Other natural materials like bamboo, cork flooring, and clay plaster walls are showing up too. Bamboo is renewable and strong, cork is soft underfoot and naturally insulating, and clay plaster has a subtle, handmade texture that adds warmth and depth to plain drywall. If a major renovation isn't on your to-do list, there are still easy ways to bring earthy elements into your kitchen. Swap out plastic cutting boards for thick wooden ones, display stone serving trays on counters, or hang woven baskets on the wall for texture and storage. Even small touches like natural linen tea towels, ceramic bowls, or terracotta planters can help shift the atmosphere. The goal is to make the kitchen feel grounded and calm, a place that feels like part of the natural world instead of a showroom. This is why earthy and natural materials are becoming such a big priority for homeowners who want their kitchens to be warm, functional, and welcoming all year round. Now let's talk about another big idea that's shaping kitchen design this year: biophilic design and the smart use of natural light. Biophilic design might sound complex, but at its core, it simply means designing your home to feel more connected to the natural world. In the kitchen, this shows up in two main ways: how you let in light and how you bring in living elements like plants. More homeowners are looking for ways to maximize daylight. Instead of relying only on overhead bulbs, they're adding larger windows, swapping out small single panes for big picture windows, or installing skylights if the ceiling allows. The idea is simple: the more natural light you have, the bigger and fresher your kitchen feels. Natural light also makes colors and materials look their best. Those earthy tones we talked about earlier feel more alive when they're hit by morning sun or filtered daylight during the afternoon. It also means you don't have to turn on as many lights during the day, which can help reduce energy costs over time. If you can't add or expand windows, there are still ways to make the most of the light you do have. Simple tricks like using sheer or light filtering curtains, painting window trim a lighter shade to bounce light around, or placing mirrors opposite windows can help brighten up darker corners. The other side of biophilic design is about adding living things. A lot of kitchens now include herb gardens or indoor planters. These can be as simple as a few pots on a windowsill or as bold as a built-in herb wall near your prep area. Some people are adding open shelves specifically to display trailing plants like pothos or ivy. Hanging planters above an island or placing a few large potted plants near an entryway can soften hard edges and bring the calming presence of greenery indoors. Another subtle approach is choosing natural materials that feel alive in their own way. Wood with visible grain, stone with unique veins, or clay tiles that vary slightly from piece to piece all contribute to this sense of organic connection. Biophilic design isn't about filling your kitchen with a jungle, it's about thoughtful touches that remind you of the outdoors. It's about feeling a little more relaxed while you cook, clean, or sit down for a morning coffee. The best part? You don't need a big renovation to get started. Adding a small shelf for herbs, hanging a few planters, or simply rearranging furniture to make the most of existing light can completely shift how your kitchen feels. Together with earthy materials, natural light and greenery create kitchens that don't just look good, they feel good to spend time in, day after day. Next up is another standout shift for 2025, the move toward mixed materials and surfaces with tactile texture. For years, many modern kitchens leaned heavily on smooth, uniform finishes, glossy cabinets, polished countertops, shiny hardware. While that clean, minimalist look still has its place, more homeowners now want kitchens that feel richer, layered, and more personal. So, how do you get that layered look? The easiest way is by mixing materials. Designers are combining wood, stone, metal, glass, and even concrete in a single kitchen. Instead of matching every surface perfectly, they're embracing slight contrasts, like pairing warm wood cabinets with a cool marble island top, or installing metal shelving brackets against natural stone walls. One texture that's really growing in popularity is fluted or ribbed cabinet doors. These add subtle dimension to flat cabinet fronts and catch the light differently throughout the day. You might see them used on an island, pantry doors, or even as wall panels. Another area where texture shows up is backsplashes. Instead of a single sheet of plain tile or glass, more kitchens now feature hand-glazed ceramic tiles, zellage tiles, or natural stone with visible variations. These materials have slight color shifts and uneven surfaces that create an organic, handcrafted feel. Countertops, too, are being layered in creative ways. Some homeowners choose 2 or even 3 different surfaces, for example, a main countertop in quartzite paired with a butcher block inset for chopping, or a marble-topped island that stands out from the surrounding counters. The same idea applies to flooring. Some people are mixing materials underfoot, like stone near the cooking zone for easy cleaning and warm wood elsewhere for comfort. Hardware and fixtures are another chance to bring in texture. Think brushed brass faucets, matte black cabinet pulls, or hammered metal handles that feel tactile instead of slick. Even light fixtures made of rattan or woven metal mesh add another layer of interest. One of the biggest benefits of this trend is that it makes kitchens feel more forgiving. A space with different textures doesn't have to look perfect all the time. A few scuffs or marks just add to the lived-in character. If you're not doing a full renovation, you can still introduce mixed textures with small changes. Add a reclaimed wood shelf above the stove, switch glossy cabinet handles for matte ones, or hang a pendant light with a woven or textured shade over the island. Even something as simple as swapping a plain bowl for a handmade ceramic dish can bring that subtle, natural variation into everyday use. When mixing materials, one thing to remember is balance. Pick 2 or 3 dominant textures and repeat them in a few places so the kitchen feels coordinated rather than chaotic. For example, if you have wood open shelves, echo that wood tone in a butcher block cutting board or a wooden utensil holder on the counter. In the end, this trend is about adding depth. Creating kitchens that feel crafted, personal, and comfortable instead of sterile or overly polished. And for many homeowners, that's exactly what makes a kitchen feel like the heart of the home. Now let's move on to a trend that's adding personality back into kitchens, bold colors and a design move known as color drenching. For years, neutral kitchens ruled: white cabinets, gray counters, beige floors. While neutrals are still timeless and easy to pair with anything, more homeowners now want their kitchens to feel unique and memorable, not just another blank canvas. One way they're doing this is by choosing deeper, richer colors for key parts of the kitchen. We're seeing a lot more jewel tones, deep emerald greens, inky navy blues, dark teals, and even burgundy or oxblood red. These colors add a sense of drama and luxury that lighter neutrals just can't match. Typically, these bold colors appear on lower cabinets or the kitchen island. This helps ground the room visually, while upper cabinets or walls stay lighter to keep the space from feeling closed in. But some homeowners are going bolder and wrapping an entire kitchen in one rich shade. This is where color drenching comes in. Color drenching means using the same color on multiple surfaces, cabinets, walls, trim, and sometimes even the ceiling. This creates a cocoon-like effect that can make a kitchen feel cozy, dramatic, and surprisingly unified. It works especially well in smaller kitchens where breaking up the space with too many different colors can make things feel cluttered. If drenching an entire kitchen in navy or forest green sounds intimidating, you don't have to go that far. A smaller step might be to paint just the island or just the pantry cabinets in a bold shade, then repeat that color in accessories, bar stools, or a painted door. Another option is to use bold color in unexpected places, like painting the inside of open shelves or glass front cabinets in a strong hue so it pops behind your dishes and glassware. It's also worth mentioning that bold doesn't always have to mean dark. Some homeowners are using warm, saturated midtones instead, clay reds, mustard yellows, or deep, dusty rose tones. These colors bring warmth and personality but still feel timeless when paired with natural woods and stone. One tip for pulling off bold color well is to pay attention to the undertones. For example, a navy blue with green undertones will look very different than one with grey undertones, especially under different lighting. Always test paint samples at home and look at them during the day and at night before you commit. Another smart strategy is to balance strong colors with neutral elements. White or light countertops, warm wood floors, and simple backsplash help ground a bold cabinet color so it doesn't overwhelm the space. Metallic hardware, brass, black, or mixed metal also works well with deep colors and helps tie the whole palette together. If a big renovation isn't in the cards, small changes can still make a difference. Try repainting a pantry door, swapping out bar stools in a bold shade, or adding colorful small appliances like a stand mixer or toaster. In the end, the bold color trend is about letting your kitchen reflect a bit more of your personality. It can make a huge difference in how you feel when you walk into the room, and that's really what good design is about. Next, let's talk about a trend that's not entirely new but is being used in smarter, more intentional ways: open shelving, glass front cabinets, and the continued push for open layouts in the kitchen. For years, open shelving has been one of those design choices that people either love or hate. When done well, it's a great way to make a kitchen feel more open, airy, and personalized. But when done poorly, it can end up looking cluttered and messy. In 2025, homeowners and designers are finding a better balance, mixing open shelves with traditional cabinets and adding glass fronts for the best of both worlds. The appeal of open shelving is simple. It breaks up long runs of heavy cabinets, which can make a small or medium-sized kitchen feel boxed in. Open shelves are perfect for displaying your favorite everyday dishes, glassware, or a collection of beautiful mugs, bowls, or cookbooks. Instead of hiding everything behind closed doors, you get to show off the pieces you actually use and love. But too much open shelving can become impractical, especially in busy kitchens where there's always a rush to clean up. That's why more designers are combining it with glass front cabinets. Glass cabinets give you the same light, open feel but protect your dishes from dust and grease. They're great for storing glassware, ceramics, or pretty serving dishes you want to display but don't use daily. Another way people are keeping the open feel without sacrificing storage is by limiting open shelving to a single wall or a small corner, for example, around a window or above the sink. This keeps the look light without giving up the closed storage you need for bulk pantry items or less attractive kitchen tools. Lighting is another factor that's transforming how people use open shelving and glass cabinets. Many new kitchens include integrated lighting inside glass cabinets or under open shelves. This highlights your displayed items and acts as soft, ambient light in the evening, which makes the kitchen feel warm and welcoming even when you're not cooking. Of course, open shelving and glass cabinets work best in kitchens that embrace an open layout overall. The modern kitchen is rarely just for cooking anymore. It's part dining room, part living room, part workspace. More homeowners are tearing down walls or creating wide openings between the kitchen and the next room to make the space feel bigger and more connected. Open layouts encourage social interaction. You can cook while chatting with family or friends sitting at the island or nearby dining table. They also help natural light flow through the entire living space, which ties in nicely with the biophilic design ideas we talked about earlier. That said, an open layout doesn't mean the whole space has to be one big echo chamber. Many homeowners are adding subtle zoning, like half walls, breakfast bars, or ceiling beams, to visually separate the kitchen from the dining or living area while keeping the space physically open. This creates a balance between open flow and a bit of privacy for cooking messes. If you don't want a major remodel, you can still apply these ideas in small ways. Removing upper cabinets on one wall and replacing them with floating shelves, or swapping a few solid cabinet doors for glass fronts, can completely change how your kitchen feels. Even replacing a bulky peninsula with a freestanding island can open sightlines and make movement easier. The key takeaway here is balance. Combine open and closed storage so your kitchen stays practical but feels bright and spacious. Show off what you love, hide what you don't, and design the space so it works just as well for daily meals as it does for gatherings with friends and family. let's move to one of the most in-demand elements of any modern kitchen, the multifunctional island, and its close companion, hidden features that keep kitchens looking calm and clutter-free. The kitchen island has evolved from a simple work surface to a central hub for cooking, dining, working, and gathering. In 2025, it's doing even more. Many homeowners want bigger islands, some as long as 10 or 12 feet, to serve multiple roles throughout the day. A well-planned island can be the main prep zone, with deep drawers for pots and pans, knife blocks built into drawers, or a prep sink for washing produce. Some islands include built-in cooktops or downdraft vents to free up wall space for open shelves or windows. Others add under-counter appliances, like wine fridges, beverage coolers, or even microwave drawers, to keep the main work triangle clear and efficient. But today's islands aren't just about cooking. They're also where people eat casual meals, do homework, or work from home. That's why designers are adding multi-level surfaces, a raised bar for eating or serving drinks, with a lower section for prep work. Some islands now include pop-up outlets and USB charging ports so laptops and tablets stay powered throughout the day. Seating at the island has also changed. Instead of just tucking a few stools under an overhang, more homeowners want comfortable counter chairs, integrated bench seating at the end of the island, or a wraparound design that seats more people for casual family meals. Alongside these multifunctional islands, hidden features are growing fast. Many people love open layouts but don't want everyday mess on display. So designers are adding hidden storage that keeps the main counters clear. Butler's pantries, or even small walk-in pantries, are making a big comeback. These tucked-away spaces can hide coffee makers, toasters, mixers, and other countertop appliances that you don't want cluttering up your main kitchen. Some pantries include a second sink or prep area, so you can keep meal prep separate from entertaining space when you have guests. For kitchens without room for a full pantry, appliance garages are another smart solution. These are small cabinets with roll-up or bifold doors that hide small appliances but keep them ready to use. When you're done, just close the door and the counter looks neat again. Some homeowners are adding hidden drawers within drawers, for example, a shallow pull-out for cutlery built inside a deeper drawer for pots. Others choose pull-out spice racks hidden in narrow cabinet gaps, slide-out cutting boards that rest above trash pull-outs for easy cleanup, or corner drawers that spin out to make use of tricky spaces. One subtle but practical hidden feature is integrated trash and recycling. Pull-out bins tucked behind a cabinet door keep waste organized and out of sight, which is especially useful in open-concept layouts where you don't want a visible trash can in the middle of your living space. These hidden solutions work hand-in-hand with the multifunctional island to make kitchens more efficient and visually calm. When you don't have clutter fighting for attention, your materials, the beautiful wood, stone, or bold colors, really get to shine. If you're renovating, think carefully about what you actually use every day. Build in dedicated storage for it. If you're not renovating, look for small ways to hide mess, like adding baskets inside cabinets, using drawer organizers, or designating an out-of-sight shelf for daily appliances. At the end of the day, today's kitchen islands and hidden features are all about the same thing, making your kitchen easier to live in, work in, and gather in, without feeling like a chaotic workspace every time you step inside. By the way, if you're enjoying this so far, please give it a like, it really helps more design lovers find Charette Theory. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet, we've got a lot more ideas coming your way. Now, back to the details. Another trend shaping kitchens in 2025 is the smart use of mixed metals and the rise of statement hardware. While this detail might seem small compared to big changes like new cabinets or appliances, it's one of the easiest ways to refresh your kitchen without a full remodel. For years, the standard advice was to pick one metal finish for everything. The faucet, cabinet handles, light fixtures, and appliances all had to match perfectly. But now, more designers and homeowners are mixing metal finishes on purpose to add character and a more curated look. Combining warm metals like brass or copper with cooler ones like matte black or brushed nickel creates contrast and depth. For example, you might have a brushed brass faucet paired with matte black cabinet pulls, or black light fixtures with stainless steel appliances. This layered mix feels more lived in and less like a showroom. The trick is balance. You don't want every metal to compete for attention. Most designers recommend choosing one dominant metal for bigger features, like the faucet or pendant lights, and one or two accent metals for hardware or smaller details. Repeating the same metal in at least two places helps tie the look together. Beyond mixing metals, hardware itself is becoming more of a design moment. Instead of standard, small pulls and plain knobs, people are choosing oversized handles, chunky pulls, or hardware with unique textures like knurled finishes or hammered metal. These small upgrades instantly make even simple cabinets feel more custom. Black hardware continues to be popular, especially for adding modern contrast on lighter woods or painted cabinets. Brushed brass is also holding strong, giving kitchens a touch of warmth and a hint of luxury without feeling too flashy. Some people are experimenting with unlacquered brass that develops a natural patina over time, which ties back to the trend of materials that feel organic and imperfect. There's also a rise in unique shapes. Arch pulls, geometric knobs, and asymmetrical handles can turn functional parts of the kitchen into subtle design features. Some homeowners are mixing different styles within the same space, for example, sleek linear handles on drawers and rounded knobs on cabinet doors. Swapping out hardware is also a budget-friendly way to dip your toes into this trend. If you're not ready for new cabinets, updating just the handles can completely change the vibe of your kitchen. It's a small detail that often gets overlooked but makes a big visual impact for a relatively low cost. Another area where metal finishes shine is lighting. Pendant lights over an island, wall sconces above open shelves, or a statement chandelier above a dining nook are all places to bring in mixed metal accents that complement your hardware and faucet. Together, mixed metals and statement hardware bring warmth, depth, and personality to kitchens that might otherwise feel too uniform. They're also an easy way to keep your kitchen feeling current without committing to bold colors or major construction. So if you're looking for a realistic update this year, take a closer look at your handles, pulls, and fixtures. Sometimes small changes can make the biggest difference. Another big trend in 2025 kitchens is the focus on integrated appliances and smarter, more efficient storage solutions. Both ideas share the same goal: to make your kitchen work better while looking cleaner and less cluttered. First, let's talk about integrated appliances. For years, appliances were meant to stand out. Think big stainless steel fridges, bold range hoods, or visible microwaves. While many people still love that professional kitchen vibe, more homeowners now prefer appliances that blend into the cabinetry for a seamless, calm look. Panel-ready appliances are the simplest way to do this. With a custom cabinet front attached, your refrigerator, dishwasher, or even a freezer drawer can disappear into a wall of cabinets, creating one continuous, tidy line. This is especially popular in open-concept homes where the kitchen is always visible from the dining or living area. Hidden or integrated range hoods are another feature showing up more often. Instead of a big metal canopy over the stove, the ventilation is built into the cabinetry or ceiling, so the visual focus stays on your backsplash, open shelves, or statement wall. This streamlined approach works hand in hand with smart storage. People don't just want more cabinets, they want cabinets and drawers that do more for them. For example, deep drawers are replacing traditional lower cupboards because they're easier to access. You don't have to bend down and reach into dark corners. Instead, you pull out the whole drawer and see everything at once. Pull-out pantries are another practical feature. Tall, narrow pullouts use awkward spaces next to the fridge or oven and keep dry goods organized and easy to grab. Inside cabinets, pull-out trays and roll-out shelves help you reach pots, pans, and small appliances without digging through stacks. Corners, which often go to waste, are being used smarter too. Instead of a standard lazy Susan, many homeowners now install corner drawers that pull out diagonally, making full use of deep, tricky spaces. Another clever upgrade is drawer inserts and custom organizers. Knife blocks built right into drawers free up counter space. Spice racks that pull out from narrow gaps make cooking more convenient. Vertical dividers inside drawers keep baking sheets and cutting boards upright and easy to grab. Some kitchens are even adding hidden compartments in kick plates, those few inches of space under your lower cabinets. Slide-out drawers in these spots are great for storing things like baking trays, pet bowls, or seasonal items you don't need every day. The same thinking applies to waste and recycling. More homeowners want their trash bins hidden behind a pull-out cabinet door, often with separate bins for recycling or compost. It keeps smells contained and the floor clear of clutter. All these integrated and hidden features help kitchens feel less like a busy workspace and more like an extension of the living room. When small appliances and supplies have a place to hide, the beautiful elements, your stone countertops, wood cabinetry, or bold colors, can stand out. If you're not planning a full remodel, you can still apply some of these ideas. Look for organizers that add drawers inside existing cabinets, install pull-out trays, or use stackable bins to double up pantry space. Even small upgrades can make a big difference in how easy your kitchen is to use every day. When you combine integrated appliances with smart storage, you get a kitchen that's easier to clean, easier to organize, and more pleasant to spend time in, which is exactly what people are looking for as kitchens continue to be the true center of the home. Next up is a design approach that's quietly taken root in kitchens over the last few years and is now becoming a clear favorite for homeowners who want calm, simple spaces that still feel warm, Japandi style, and the subtle architectural details that go with it. For anyone not familiar with the term, Japandi is a blend of Japanese and Scandinavian design philosophies. Both styles share a love for simplicity, natural materials, functional layouts, and an uncluttered look. Together, they create interiors that feel serene, grounded, and intentional, a perfect match for the way many people want their kitchens to feel today. In a Japandi-inspired kitchen, you'll usually see a neutral, soft color palette, light oak or ashwood cabinets, muted beiges, warm whites, and the occasional deep charcoal or black accent for contrast. Surfaces lean matte instead of glossy, which keeps the space feeling understated and calm. One of the key ideas is that everything has a purpose. There's less filler in the form of random decor or purely decorative trim. Instead, design details come from natural textures and thoughtful joinery. For example, visible wood grain, clean cabinet lines, or open shelving in warm wood finishes can make a simple kitchen feel rich without feeling busy. Another hallmark of Japandi design is low-profile hardware. Instead of chunky metal pulls, you might see integrated finger pulls or flat, minimalist handles. This detail keeps lines clean and visual clutter to a minimum. Beyond surfaces and materials, homeowners are bringing in architectural details to soften the usual grid-like feel of a kitchen. One popular move is introducing gentle curves. Think softly rounded island corners, arched cabinet doors, or curved range hoods. These details break up sharp angles and help the space feel more welcoming. Doorways and pass-throughs are changing too. Instead of a plain rectangular opening from the kitchen to the dining or living area, some homeowners are adding an arch or a rounded corner to visually connect rooms in a subtle, elegant way. These little details can have a big impact on how warm and approachable the space feels. Another small but noticeable Japandi element is open display shelving styled with intention, just a few useful, beautiful items on display instead of rows of crowded decor. For example, you might see a single floating shelf with a teapot, some simple ceramics, or a small potted plant. This ties back to the biophilic design trend too: nature, simplicity, and utility all in one. Lighting is another area where Japandi style stands out. Fixtures tend to be simple, slim, often with a nod to handcrafted design. You might see a woven rattan pendant over the island or understated sconces along a backsplash wall. The goal is to provide warm, soft light that feels welcoming without drawing too much attention to itself. Japandi style works especially well with the earthy and natural materials we talked about earlier. It's all about balance, using warm wood, calm colors, subtle contrast, and clean lines to create a kitchen that feels peaceful but not cold. The best part is that you don't need to gut your kitchen to bring in a Japandi vibe. Simple changes like painting cabinets a softer, warmer neutral, adding open oak shelves, or swapping busy hardware for simple, low-profile pulls can make a big difference. Adding a few rounded edges, even just a curved cutting board or arching a doorway, can instantly soften the room's feel. Together, Japandi style and gentle architectural details show that good design doesn't have to be complicated, it just has to be thoughtful and well-edited, letting your kitchen feel like a calm, functional retreat at the heart of your home. If you're enjoying this deep dive, go ahead and tap that like button. It lets YouTube know you'd like to see more videos from Charette Theory, and it really helps the channel grow. And if you're not part of the community yet, hit subscribe and ring the notification bell. There's plenty more inspiration coming your way. Alright, let's get back to it. To wrap up, let's talk about how kitchens are becoming not just more beautiful and functional, but also smarter and more sustainable, a trend that's only going to keep growing in 2025 and beyond. First, let's look at smart technology. For years, smart home devices were mostly about thermostats, doorbells, and light switches. But now, kitchens are catching up in a big way. One of the biggest upgrades is smart appliances that make everyday tasks more convenient. Smart ovens can be preheated remotely from your phone, so if you're on your way home with groceries, your oven is ready when you walk in the door. Some models even suggest recipes, set cooking times automatically, or adjust the temperature for different dishes. Refrigerators are getting smarter too. New models have touch screens, internal cameras, and apps that let you check what's inside without opening the door, handy if you're grocery shopping and can't remember if you have milk. Some fridges even help track expiry dates or suggest ways to use up what's left before it spoils, which ties directly into the push for less food waste. Other smart additions include motion-activated faucets that help reduce water waste and keep things cleaner when your hands are messy. Voice-controlled lighting and appliances are also on the rise, letting you adjust settings, play music, or set timers while cooking without touching a thing. On the sustainability side, more homeowners want appliances that are not only smart but also energy efficient. High-efficiency dishwashers, induction cooktops, and low-energy fridges are all standard in new kitchens, aiming for lower utility bills and a smaller carbon footprint. Induction cooking is especially popular because it heats faster than gas, wastes less energy, and keeps the kitchen cooler. Sustainable materials are another focus. More people want cabinets, flooring, and countertops made from renewable or recycled sources. Bamboo and reclaimed wood are popular choices for cabinetry and shelving. Recycled glass or paper composite countertops are another eco-friendly option. Even recycled tiles are being used for backsplash to keep materials out of landfills. Water-saving fixtures are also showing up more often: low-flow faucets, efficient dishwashers, and smart leak detectors that shut off the water supply if they sense a problem. These little upgrades can save money and reduce waste without sacrificing daily comfort. Homeowners are also thinking about sustainability beyond products. For example, designing a kitchen layout that makes the best use of natural light cuts down on the need for artificial lighting during the day. Better insulation around appliances like the fridge or oven also helps them run more efficiently. If you're not ready for new appliances yet, there are still small ways to tap into this trend. Add smart plugs to schedule when appliances run, switch to LED bulbs, or choose eco-friendly cleaners and reusable containers to cut down on single-use plastics. Even these simple steps make a difference over time. At the end of the day, the goal of smart and sustainable design isn't just about gadgets, it's about creating a kitchen that works better for you and the environment at the same time. It's about cutting down on waste, saving energy, and making your daily routine smoother and more efficient. As kitchens keep evolving, smart technology and sustainability are no longer just nice extras, they're quickly becoming standard expectations for homeowners who want their kitchens to meet modern life without putting extra strain on the planet. So, that covers some of the biggest kitchen trends shaping design in 2025, from earthy colors and mixed materials to hidden storage, Japandi calm, and smart technology. Remember, trends should inspire you, not dictate every decision. The best kitchens balance fresh ideas with timeless choices so they look good now and still feel right 5 or 10 years down the line. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone planning a remodel. Drop a comment and let me know which trend you try in your own kitchen. And if you want more clear, practical design guides, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss what's next. Thanks for watching Charette Theory. See you soon.